frustrated road trip video journal number 6.5 or 6 or 7. We've tried this a few times.
Yep.
Because we tried it a few times. It fell over. One time the battery died. One time I screwed up the story we were trying to tell. One time we were too long in the tooth.
I told you, if you make that joke one more time, it's not funny. Lee thinks like anything that you repeat more than 5 times just automatically becomes funny. And he keeps saying this thing.
Well, no, I think it has a small
Relevant.
amount to do with the ridiculousness of the saying long in the tooth.
Which has nothing to do with this.
It doesn't have anything to do with length.
It's not funny.
I want to tell a story about CBC Radio.
And the Frankenstorm.
And the Frankenstorm.
Go for it.
Last weekend, Frankenstorm hit the East Coast with reckless abandonment. And Kristen, being a New Brunswicker living abroad in New York City, I've told this joke 5 times.
No one's... Okay, listen. Just avoid the jokes that you've already recorded 3 or 4 times because we're just gonna, like, feel bad about it. I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna laugh at your own joke and the story will not be clear. So if you actually want to communicate this story, avoid old jokes and just tell the story. Make new jokes if you want to, but just tell the story.
So, anyway, Kristen was contacted by CBC Radio Fredericton as they were interested in having an interview with her as a New Brunswicker living in New York City during the storm. Interested in her experience of horrible Hurricane Sandy. So they said, Kristen, we'd love to do an interview with you. Would you be interested in being interviewed on CBC Radio? To which Kristen responded,
I guess.
And they were like, we'd love to talk to you, please.
No, I said, I haven't been in New York City since the storm hit. I actually left Saturday night, and the storm has hit since then, and now I can't get back. So I can talk about my experience, but I haven't been there to witness it firsthand. And they say...
They're like, no, that's no biggie at all. We'd be like, that's totally fine. We'd love to hear about your experience still, because it's just like, you are from New Brunswick, and you were in New York, even though you weren't really there. That's great. That's
not how she talked.
That's news.
Okay.
So we agree to it. We, being Kristen. I don't know why I said we.
He had nothing to do with it.
So, there's a preliminary interview that happens on the evening of us traveling back to Ohio. Tuesday night.
Tuesday late afternoon, she calls.
She calls, they do an interview, prelim interview, kind of asking some questions about your experience.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all
and
great.
They say we'd love to interview live on the radio tomorrow at 6:20.
My time.
So Kristen...
So I'm hesitant. I need to take over the story a little bit because you're silly. I'm hesitant, and I say like, well, I'm not exactly sure where I'll be in the morning. Because I didn't know yet whether I was going back to Ohio or driving back to the city, or if I'd be on the road or what. And then I was just kind of, I'm kind of nervous about being on live, and she said, oh, it's nothing to be nervous about. Same kind of questions I've asked you here today, and I do need to book it now. So if I can put you in, and if something comes up and you can't do it, that's okay. But I'll put you in now. And so I was like, okay, I can do that. I figure it's for the better of the radio community, and it's interesting for them to hear about it. And
it's kind of fun.
It wasn't fun to me, but anyway, it was fine. It was something that I was willing to do. So, as you saw in the beginning of this series, we left Tuesday night. We arrived in Ohio at like 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I set my alarm for 5:30 the next morning to be prepared for this live interview. Take it away, Lee.
So, 5:30 the next morning rolls around. We're both up. We're doing warm-ups. We're kind of getting jazzed for the interview, being awake at the terrible hour, 6 in the morning, having slept for 4 hours. And so 6:20 comes around. We're waiting for a phone call. No phone call. So we turn on the radio. We're listening. It seems like they're not quite at Sandy coverage yet, so we listen for 40 minutes. And they finally get to the Sandy coverage, which is great. They covered Sandy a little bit. They talked to some people. I don't remember what it was about, but it was 4 or 5 minutes of talking about Sandy.
They're meteorologists or something. Maybe?
Yeah, right. and then they move on to something else. And it's now 10 after 7. At which time skepticism reaches a high point. And Kristen...
I was confused. I didn't know if they had confused the time zone, if it was actually at 7:20, if it was going to happen at all. So I find the number in my phone history and I give the station a call. Bling, bling.
CBC Radio Fredericton.
Hi, this is Kristen Corey speaking.
Hello, Kristen.
I was scheduled for an interview, I think at 6:20 this morning, and I didn't get a call, so I'm just wondering what's happening with that.
Oh, you're wondering what's happening? Yes. Well, I'll have our producer call you right back.
But is the interview happening now?
I'll just have. Don't worry about the interview. No. It's. I'll have our producer call you right back. You just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Ring.
Hello.
Hello there, Kristen. This is the producer of the CBC Radio morning show. We're just calling up. Yeah, we had you scheduled in for 6:20 this morning, huh? How are you doing anyway with the storm?
I'm all right.
Are you all right?
I'm in Ohio right now.
Oh, that's great.
There's no power at my apartment, so I'm not going back to New York yet, and school has been shut down for the week, so I don't actually know what's going on because I haven't been able to.
Sounds bad
reach
though.
my roommates yet.
Oh, really? Is the power out there?
Only.
Well, the thing is, see, we ran out of time, so we didn't actually get to you. And the thing is, we thought, you weren't actually in the city for the storm, and so, maybe we'd follow up with you later when you're back in the city to sort of find out what your experience is post-storm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, will someone be in touch with me then?
Yeah.
No one called me this morning. I was expecting a call at 6:20.
Oh, well, no. Actually, they did try to call you, but our technician is operating the show live, and he dialed your number, and it must have been a problem with the line. But it's tough. He's doing it on the fly. So maybe that would be good if we try to follow up later, huh?
Okay, we'll see.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for calling CBC Radio. Bye.
End of story.
So that's the end of the story. So she was just left high and dry, so to speak, in the midst of a storm by CBC Radio Fredericton.
I wasn't in a dire situation.
No.
I was okay, but it was a little inconsiderate and insensitive, and
it was a little 6:30 in the morning too. It might have been helpful to not have kept her up for an hour and a half.
Anyway,
so props, CBC Fredericton.
I don't plan on having an interview with them.
No.
When I return about what my apartment looks like in the light now, but that's okay.
Well, thanks for your interest.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all for now?
I hope so.
Okay. We're coming up to Hagerstown, our favorite halfway point between New York and Ohio, where we're going to stop and take a little break.
Wrap it up.